Hello and welcome to Stampin' by Hannah. I've got something a little bit different for you again today. Thought I'd do a card process video. This is just me working away. I had a vague idea of what I was going to do, but nothing in particular. I knew I wanted to work with the Work of Art stamp set and these three colours, which are Pumpkin Pie, Crumb Cake and Basic Black. And I think I've just walked off to get my my tabletop cutter, which I love. I've got to say, definitely the best paper cutter I've ever owned. Saying that, I don't have the Stampin' Trimmer at the moment, but I'm sure that'll come along eventually. So I thought about using the Whisper White piece of cardstock as my card base, and I thought, no, let's have Crumb Cake. So I've cut my piece of Crumb Cake A4 card just in half straight down the middle, and I'm just going to trim this piece of Whisper White just to make a mat on the top. Really simple. I've pre-measured this because I do this style of card quite often, and I can't actually remember what the size of it is off the top of my head. My suggestion is that if you fold a piece of A4 cardstock in half and then sort of measure, take half an inch off each side, and you'll get the measurement. Just scoring it about halfway, although it's not. I need to find a different way of doing this because it doesn't actually give me a halfway fold very well. And I quite regularly have to trim off a little bit, but never mind. So there's my lovely Crumb Cake card base. Just scoring it with my bone folder to give a nice sort of strong fold. That is the front of my card. So, what we're doing now, I have to find my clear blocks probably. Oh no, back in, here we are. Right. I filmed this about a week and a half ago, and I've got the card in front of me, but I have absolutely no idea what the process was to get to the card that I've got in front of me at all. I quite often do this. I'll open the stamp set up and I'll just pull out all the stamps that I would go at the top, and I might not use them all. I think I do actually use all of those stamps on this card. I'd like to call this a simple one-layer card, but I don't think there's not a lot of simple about it really. I absolutely love this stamp set. The ease of getting really arty looking, kind of like you've painted it, effects are really lovely. So this is Crumb Cake. I'm just going to pop that down on the bottom of the card there. One of the great things about Stampin' Up! Inks is that they as they dry, they get lighter. As when you first stamp them, they can quite often be quite blotchy, and as they dry, the ink smooths, and the effect you get, the final finish is just beautiful. And I stamp this sort of chevron zigzaggy type stamp here in Basic Black directly over that Crumb Cake. I've got to say, I'm just looking at the front of my card and I'm thinking that Crumb Cake looks very grey as it's dried. I'll have to check that out, I think. So this lovely line I'm going to do in the Pumpkin Pie colour. Just using it just to sort of ground the rest of the image really. Just a lovely layered up stamped effect. And if you're wondering what I'm doing off to the side there, I've got my Stampin' Scrub out, and if I don't clean my stamps off immediately after I've used them, I find I put my fingers in them, I have inky fingers and make a right mess. So I always work my Stampin' Scrub open and ready to use so that I can immediately clean my stamps off after use. I get out the Memento black ink to do the sentiment with, because although the Basic Black is lovely, I find quite often that it doesn't dry very well on Whisper White, whereas the Memento dries absolutely immediately, and gives you a really black colour, whereas the basic black kind of fades off to a grey colour, which is I do also really like. But now here is where this card goes slightly off on a strange tangent. You might be able, or you can sort of, there's a little kind of mark at the top, and I'm just seeing if I can just cover it up slightly with some pumpkin pie ink and that lovely painted effect stamp. And I've managed to take the kind of obviousness of the mark off the stamp of the card. Load up this lovely, I love this heart, it's so pretty. And I'm going to stamp this 3 times across the card. And make a hash of it, actually, got to say. A bit of stamping off the card there, and I'm going to leave a lovely halo on this one. Oh god. You know, there's several ways around what happens when you get a halo. You can either give up and start again, which I am not that sort of person. You can be more careful when you're stamping, which I'm not that sort of person either, or you can try and cover it up, which is what I'm going to try and do. So I've got my plum cake out again, and this big kind of paint mark. I've stamped it off. I'm going to stamp it over where I've done that kind of funny heart, down again, and finally across the sentiment, just to bring it all together. And what I really need to do is one, be more careful about where the ink is on my stamps before I stamp them, but also those stamps that I get a lot of halos with, just trim that rubber off. Oh, my favourite adhesive, here we go, a bit of snail, just to stick the card together. I just love it. It's just the best, most handy, easy to use adhesive. Oh, no more sticky fingers. And it's lovely, but it still needs something just a bit extra because I haven't added enough already to this card. So I'm just reaching into my little drawer here. I keep all my goodies, keep all my adhesives and all my like really regularly used things in a little stack of drawers on my desk, and my rhinestones are always in there. If they're not in there, it means I haven't got any and I need to get on the Stampin' Up website and order some more. I'm just going to select some of the larger rhinestones and pop one on each one of the hearts, just to finish it off. Isn't it lovely? And that's my finished project for today. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to check out the blog. See you next time.